2026 could be his last year in the sport. He had that operation recently, the elbow surgery, which went very well. You'll see him which needs to from the end of October, November, December. Looking for that opponent in the top 10. Deontay Wilder, I think, fights next week. I know he's a name that's been mentioned. But, for AJ, like I said, I said last week, I think 2026 could be his last year in the sport, and it seemed to get headlines. But what else do you expect? That's 3 or 4 fights away. He can't go on forever, but he's motivated, physically feeling good now to return to camp and ready for one little last roll to this incredible career. Hopefully that involves a fight with Mr. Fury. But after he's finished, parading around in his kilt on Netflix, hopefully he joins us in the ring in 2026. It would be an incredible occasion for British boxing. But first things first, AJ will return during that period this year, and obviously he must win. And that performance will tell us a lot about the future of Anthony Joshua.
There you have it, peeps. There is Eddie Hearn giving us the update on Anthony Joshua, his career, his possible end, the surgery, and all of that. And let me counter punch. 3 or 4 fights from now, at the end of 2026, I don't think that that's that many. And in fact, if you were looking at a fighter that's accustomed to fighting twice a year, how can you fight 3 or 4 times when you haven't even fought this year at all? At the end of 2026, 3 or 4 fights is unrealistic. Maybe 2 left. Now, he has probably just as many. He could fight 2 next year, and possibly 1 this year. And I look forward to seeing AJ come back into the ring. But like Eddie said, that's all up to how he looks when he fights next. If he wins, let's put it that way. Because if he loses, he's finished. If he wins, but if he wins shitty, he's going to be ridiculed. You're going to have the Carl Froch comments coming out the ass, right? You're going to have those type of critiques. And he mentioned Wilder, but Wilder looks like he's on the back burner, and Fury looks like the fight that everyone, and I can't say everyone, but more people want to see than the Deontay Wilder fight. I think that Deontay Wilder, he needs to show his worth next weekend, next Friday. That's what I think he should do versus AJ. And I think with both of these guys, they have to worry about their careers firsthand and temporarily before they can project ahead. I think the projection is what's causing them to miss the ball. You need to first look at what's in front of you, who's in front of you. Take that person seriously. If not, you're going to end up like those two, Wilder and Joshua. Now, Otto Weiland, Francis Ngannou, and Danny Dubois versus Joseph Parker, Tyson Fury, Joseph Parker, Helenius, Joseph Parker, and Zhilei Zhang. And, both of those guys, now are in the same circle of fighters, which is a good thing. But also, you're looking at it like, you have Wilder and Joshua, and none of those guys are really, where they were, or where they used to be. So you do wonder, how would that AJ of 2019 do against Danny Dubois from 2024? Or how would Deontay Wilder, the Wilder to this day, that Wilder, how would he do against Zhilei Zhang? That bigger Wilder, that broader shouldered Wilder, the thicker Wilder with the little skinny legs, or the younger Wilder. How would they fancy against the guys that ultimately beat them currently? Like the Zhilei Zhang, or even Wilder fighting Joseph Parker. How would that fight would have went in 2018? So time is so important in this sport. It's so important in this sport. And with AJ, I want to see what he's able to learn. Will he come back timid? Will he come back like a Devin Haney or a guy that how he was against the Andy Ruiz in the rematch? Will he just would he be scared to engage? Will he have enough defensive confidence to know what to do in certain situations? So it's a lot to know about AJ. I am again, I am curious to see how he's going to perform when he comes back. But if he performs shitty, you can pretty much hang it up without getting someone hurt in the ring when they're not or no longer able to perform at a certain level. But you guys tell me what you think about Eddie Hearn's breakdown on Anthony Joshua. 2026 will be his last year. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.